the stage is set, the performers are ready, and it is time for action. Ascension Tournament Matchweek 12 as we get set for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers as they come up against Central Soccer World. It's the team in first position coming up against the team with one of the best form records in recent time in fifth position, and a match that promises so much. Well, James Saunders is my name, and I'm joined by former TNT World Cup defender Brent Sancho as we call these matches, as we heard from the coaches earlier on.
Coach Boyce, of course, a pivotal fixture here. Your team have been in the ascendancy, moving up the table against Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. How are you guys going to approach this one?
Well, we look for discipline tonight. We look for focus. We look for a little consistency. Sometimes we gain it and it's slipping. So we just take it minutes by minutes as the game progresses.
Of course, we've had a lot of conversation about how heavy the pitch is. We've had a lot of rain here in Trinidad and Tobago. Do you think that would have some sort of impact in your game plan here tonight?
It might in our style of play. You know, we like to move the ball. We like to keep it on the floor. The conditions might ask for something different, but it's footballers, so we'll have to adapt.
Any changes in your formation, in your team for tonight's fixture? Anything you can let our fans and viewers know going into this one?
Just a little. I think tonight we may have to concentrate on more defensively because of the firepower that they have, but we also have our attacking strategy in place.
Well, that's good news. And of course, Coach Boyce, all the best to you in this fixture. Thanks you very much. And of course, I'm joined now by coach of Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. Coach, 3 points at stake here tonight, chasing pack. What are your keys to the game here this afternoon?
No, there's no. We try to stick to our natural game, which is attacking, entertaining football. We know this team is not a team to be taken lightly. So we'll try as hard as we could to finish off the game early. But we know this CSW team. I think that they already have a scalp in the league with police. So we'll try our best to see if we can get the win tonight.
Of course, you've had your goal-scoring charges distributed throughout the team. No one in particular have really taken that charge. Is that a key to the success for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers?
Yeah, I think the workload shares around. No one player scores a goal. I think it's a team score. It's a team effort. Most good teams are a team effort. It all boils down to, and we'll see how it goes tonight.
Of course, Coach Kwamina, all the best to you and Terminix La Horquetta Rangers in this encounter.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
All the curtains have been drawn, and our first look at the performers as they make their way out in what is a keenly anticipated contest. Brent Sancho, of course, a match that we've all looked forward to. Central Soccer World, they've picked up some form in recent time. They've moved significantly into fifth position in the standings, and they're coming up against the league leaders. What are some of the keys to this match?
Well, I think when you look at Central Soccer World and, of course, their ability to start to pick up points, you'd have to point to the fact that from a fitness point of view, they seem to be getting into stride. We heard a lot from Deportivo Point Fortin charges and their coaching staff, how important it is for them and has been for them, of course, to develop that side of the game. And I think it's similar here for Central Soccer World. You listen to the words of course, Coach Kwamina, James, and what he's been saying. And of course, he's paid particular attention to what Central Soccer World has been doing over the past couple of weeks. And he said, of course, he's not taking this one for granted. He's very aware of what they're capable of doing. Of course, for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, the goal is simple. They have to continue winning football games. There is a chasing pack in the likes of Defence Force, Police, and Deportivo Point Fortin. And it comes down to, of course, the head-to-head situations.
All Nikolai Nairon will be in charge of this fixture. Started his career in 2015. Was part of the officiating cast for the CONCACAF Under-20 World Cup. And he will take charge of this contest. To his right, of course, Caleb Wales, who will be in Qatar representing Trinidad and Tobago at this year's FIFA World Cup. And the rest of the cast, Ainsley Rochard, a referee with a ton load of experience, and CJ O'Brien. So they are the officials. Let's look at the cast who will be representing today and the Central Soccer World. They've got Moses Jaikaran making his way in. Of course, they're going to be led by Nicholas Dillon, who resumes from international duty in the CONCACAF Nations League with Trinidad and Tobago. Captain Ryan Frederick is in there together with Jason Joseph. They should provide some experience for them, while Keelan Burnett and Leroy Wiley is in the starting lineup. Randolph Boyce is the coach of Central Soccer World. And for the league leaders, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, well, they just love to shuffle the pack, don't they? They've got their leading goal scorer, Kadeem Corbin, on the bench, and they've also got Javon Morris, their defender. Caleb Sturge will command the back together with Rush Jr. and Jesus Perez. And there's a new addition in the camp as Josiah Edwards makes his competition debut. And Emmanuel Thomas, the impressive midfielder who came in last week and got his first start, he has also retained the spot. Atula Guerra, our player of the week, is also part of the lineup. Our first viewing of a Trini magician, Atula Guerra, scored 4 goals last week, and he's joined by Jamal Francois. They will be tasked with leading the attack for Terminix Rangers as they get set to hold on to their top spot. Nikolai Nairon is satisfied that all is regular and correct, and he signaled the start of what is expected to be a blockbuster. Terminix Rangers, well, haven't lost a match in this competition so far. They are unbeaten, and they'll be looking to hold on to that. Here's Guerra early on, and well, and he's blocked. Perhaps not getting the memo from last evening, Central Soccer World. Atula Guerra getting a good look early. And he's done his job, most importantly. Central Soccer World, they've gotten 3 wins in their last 4 fixtures. Certainly full of confidence has elevated them to 5th position. First they'll have to defend Junior Asun's corner. That's good hands. Although there's an appeal for something. Waved off by Nikolai Nairon. Keston Guy is the man in goal for Central Soccer World. His task is not simple. It's keeping the team that has scored the most goals in the competition off the score sheet. There's Wiley. Kemuel Rivers, one of the defenders that has scored the most amount of goals in the competition. Certainly in a battle with Ross Jr., who's on the opposite end of the field. Defenders who like to get forward and score.
Should just played it on the floor there, James. No need to play the ball in the air. It's an errant pass there by Moses Jaikaran. Talk a lot about the shuffling of the pack by Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. James hasn't stopped their fluidity, certainly haven't stopped their momentum, and it certainly haven't stopped their potency. They have a way that they want to play, and 1 through 30 fully understands that. That's why they're in the top of the league.
Oh, that's good. Sometimes it gets the heart rate pumping when you see your defenders pulling out party tricks. Well, there's the debutant, Edwards, his first touch. Could send Francois going. Not this time. Are you one of those that pulled out tricks, Brent Sancho?
Probably would have been sent packing back to Trinidad. My managers were all defenders. Jim Duffy at Dundee, no nonsense defender. Certainly would not have enjoyed that.
Well, St. Hilaire could be tested early and well, wasn't part of the national team squad. He didn't have good hands, and he proved it yet again. He's called up for international duty. His first time at the senior level. Barry St-Hilaire had to play second fiddle though to Marvin Phillip, who played in the earlier game for Point Fortin. Good time though to welcome our viewers across the Caribbean on Sportsmax, on Scene TV in Jamaica. Watch the scene as we see in Trinidad and Tobago. And also to CCN TV6 right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Scene TV also, of course, are broadcast all over the diaspora in the Americas. So good evening wherever in the world you're looking at us from. Also streaming on the Sportsmax app, Sportsmax YouTube, Ascension page YouTube, Scene TV YouTube. Well, you get the point, we're everywhere. Thanks for tuning in though. Here's Guerra. Trying to find Edwards. Oh, he's got some pace about him. And almost got the better there of the goalkeeper guy. He didn't want to be that guy though.
He was that guy. He was just very fortunate. Not sure why he came. Defenders seemed to have that under control. He was beaten, but the ball just did not follow.
Well, they're not going to come knocking. They're going to try to break the door down with that throw. Oh, what a start. Always expect action. Anytime Terminix reaches the home team plays. Central Soccer World. Are they up for the challenge? They're proving that they are a team that can be. Well, Junior Asun, they would have seen his highlight reel on the YouTube platform. And in no mood to give him any space, Jason Joseph. Simon Joseph was the man making the challenge though. Here's Daniel David. Oh, he's been muscled out quite easily. Here's the captain. Well, Ryan Frederick couldn't get it past Caleb Sturge, and
I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, it must have.
Well, we got a very good view of that area of the goal in the lead up to this broadcast, and we did see there were some bumps and bruises in the pitch, and some indentations and soft spots, well, many soft spots. And as much as it was a mistake from St-Hilaire, I just gave him a bunch of excuses.
Take your pick, son.
As we take another look at it there.
Oh, has to be
boy,
careful.
I tell you, that's a tremendous block there.
Did get his body in the way.
If there ever was a goal scoring block, that was one.
Selvon Francis, you may remember, prior to this match, he spoke about the condition of the pitch and maybe the fact that something needs to be done. Is there anything really that can be done in this type of weather, you think?
Well, it's 2 games on a Friday afternoon. We've had torrential showers, and sometimes pitch may need some time to get back up to nick. There's no doubt in my mind, James, that this is easily one of the best playing surfaces in the country. Once up, alive and well. And the tournament has been played in tremendous spirit, and and certainly in tremendous form and fashion. But when you look at this pitch, and when we first started this tournament, certainly in the dry season, it was immaculate. It made me want to put my boots back on, James, but the torrential downpour that we've had over the past couple of days certainly didn't help the occasion. You know, the groundskeeper here, he's a hard-working individual, and he certainly would have been pulling his hair out trying to keep things up to nick.
I'm no specialist, but the only thing you can do is invite the sun to come out and play. It's been hidden away for too long. Has rained for at least 10 consecutive days in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm sure the boys out there don't mind too much. I've seen worse conditions. Tell you what though, defenders gonna have a field day. You'd want to put your boots back on anyway. It's Wiley. Junior Asun. Well, looked good for a moment, but he ran out of space.
Well, throughout the Ascension tournament, the teams have been very fortunate to play in some lovely pitches. Of course, the Police Barracks comes to mind. It has taken a bit of a hit over the last 2 months or so. Not sure why. James, you may know why.
Mr. Sun, where are you? Oh, here they come. The Green Army looking to make an indentation in the scoreline. Not this time. There's Junior Asun, the former Shiva Boys man. Oh, he's so clever, isn't he? And well, everybody knows his reputation. Not going to give him an ounce of space.
You see another bit of that skill there by Asun as Shiva Boys stand out. And of course an SSFL champion, both at the Intercal and league level. Him and his compatriot Richardson at the back. Remember that absolute screamer he scored against Karpi Chima in Intercal semi-finals, James.
Well, here's Guerra. Wow, you expect that he hits the mark from that kind of range? Not this time. They've crowded him out like a ants around a fallen drop of cake. No room in the inn. Here's the debutant Edwards. It's already shown he's got some pace. Needed a bit more guile in that situation. Well, Nicholas Dillon has lost it in a bad area to the wrong man. And well, might have bent more than Guerra would have anticipated. And well, they're quite fortunate. The man from Gasparillo, Junior Asun, certainly dominated the flanks together with Quinn Rodney. By the way, I'm told that he's just entered the defense force. Might have a chance to see him sometime later in the competition. Certainly another exciting young talent that came from the Shiva Boys camp. It's also my neighbor, by the way. Maruga, saw him grow up as a little boy.
Well, they certainly placed for that Shiva Boys team somewhere in the archives of top SSFL teams. He certainly brought the division to life. They were dominant. They were purposeful. More importantly, James, they were champions against all odds.
Certainly were. Wiley looking for room. Kemuel Rivers, the veteran, Well, decent link-up play. Still can't get past Richardson. Another Shiva Boys man. But maybe now. Daniel David is in the right spot. Hasn't gone far though. And, well, to be fair, St. Hilaire had his eyes on it all the way through.
Well, for what we've seen so far in the first 14 plus minutes or so, James, I would suggest that the Central Soccer World team don't believe that they have to bow down to Rangers. They've shown that they want to match them, and they've carved out 1 or 2 opportunities already.
Rivers. Here's Keelan Burnett. Decent link-up play. Can't get past Jesus Perez. And Manuel Thomas intercepts. Well, he certainly impressed last evening, Manuel Thomas. His first start for Rangers. One of the new players brought in. Well, here's a man. It's not that new. And, well, that's new that he didn't hit the mark, though.
Certainly been an end-to-end competition so far. Not the Rangers that we normally see in a first half competition. They're normally quite reserved in their approach. But it's been toe-to-toe. Not complaining at all. It's been entertaining.
Not sure he will agree though. He likes his teams to take control of situations. They haven't up to this point.
When you measure up their normal first half performance in this league.
Well, that came close, and I'm not sure that St. Hilaire, you'd need the assistance of the replay to see what happened there. It flew past him, fortunately not through him.
But once this ball came across and ricocheted eventually to the captain, Frederick, James, if that hit the target, I don't know if Hilaire would have got to that one. It had goal written all over it. I was just mentioning that we're so used to seeing Rangers dominate games in the first half by not even having the lion's share of possession. They dictate the tempo of the game by dropping off, but this game, I tell you what, Central Soccer World is here to play.
Oh, look at this! Wow, St. Hilaire. Well, this time he was quite aware of what happened. And that's an excellent stop, Brent Sancho.
I don't think he knew much about it, James. They're asking questions, that's for sure. Central Soccer World.
Oh, it's Likelbotty Stalowa.
That's a good stop there. Caleb surged with the improvisation. But certainly, if this was a boxing match, I would suggest that Central Soccer World is ahead on the cards.
Caleb Sturge would try to get them further ahead. Kiera would hope to get them ahead on the score sheet, not that time as Thomas stopped. Well, Nicholas Dillon gives it away cheaply. Yes, Josiah Edwards making his debut. And, well, has a lot of work to do.
I think one thing they've been, Central Soccer World, has been purposeful. There's a clear identity in the way they want to play. There's a clear understanding of what they need to do, and it's the reason why they've, of course, showed a lot of enterprise so far.
Well, I did mention that they would have taken 3 wins out of their last 4. The defeat that spoiled that came last week where they went down 3-2, a last-minute goal undid them. So they're a team that are in form, their upward rise in the standings would prove that. And one thing about form is that you grow in confidence as well. And they certainly don't show any lack of confidence at the moment.
Yeah, there's a belief. There's certainly a belief there. They know what they want to do, and they believe that if they do the right things, they will get a result. And they're causing Rangers one or two bother.
Yeah, he's had his hands full all day. And, well, his mind is sticking. Steve Kwamina. Here's Moses Jaikaran. That's a good-looking ball. And Sinclair with a good-looking save. Had to hurry, and he's giving it away. Johannes Richardson. And here's Nicholas Dillon. Oh, that's well defended by Jesus Perez. Emmanuel Thomas. Oh,
He's done well.
so neat. Oh, Olguera. Magic. Opening doors now. Here's Asun. Could be among the goals. And Guerra again is crowded out. Well, they've done well to win a free kick though. Terminix Rangers, Jamal Francois. All-round team effort from La Horquetta.
Just a bit too close there. For the liking of the official.
What's clever though, he got his body in the way.
Yeah, which is the right thing to do. Jamal Francois. A man with a ton of experience. Would have played his football in Central America at a period of time. Had a stint at Central FC as well. But certainly one of the players they're looking to provide the goals here tonight.
Speaking of which, there's the goal-scoring defender, Ross Jr. He's never far from the action, is he? But it's Guerra. And, well, you put a string on that, be a kite, the way it took off.
I think he was hoping for it to, of course, pop that down, but
well, Jason Joseph has played from a really deep position today, the former W Connection man. That's the number 13 for Central Soccer World. Well, here's another former W Connection standout. Rivers. Jaikaran. Joseph. And Jesus Perez. Oh, that's what a touch from Guerra. Silky smooth, isn't he? I think he's finding his best level at Guerra.
look at this for a touch here, James. Tell you, many in the world would admire that. Hit the ball his. Yeah, you're right. He's really getting into a vein of form. Starting to now, of course, be a determining factor in football games.
Heavy touch from Edwards. Gifts it back to the Green Army. And a heavy touch in the opposite way causes a foul. So heavy touches on both sides of the ball. Not legal.
Oh, that was late and it was high. That was very naughty. We've seen those, James, in the EPL given as a red. I'd like to take a next look at it. I just felt that Caleb, the man in your picture here, mistimed it, but he also left his imprints on Jaikaran. And as we take another look at it, look at it. Oh, James, that's very, very naughty. He's lucky just to see yellow. Very lucky.
Well, if you looked at the Costa Rica versus New Zealand match, that of course was the playoff match, the last playoff match of the World Cup, A New Zealand player was sent off on mirror.
Very similar challenge.
Yeah,
you're correct. And we saw it a lot in the Premiership when, of course, the VAR was utilised. And the players like that was called back. He's very lucky.
Well, the good news for the team from Central Trinidad is that Jai Karan is back on his feet. He's hobbly, he's receiving some treatment all outside of your screen. So they're playing with 10 at the moment as Jai Karan gets set and, well, looks to be pretty all right. (11v11) once more as Jai Karan almost gets involved in his first bit of action back. Not well intentioned, or executed for that matter. Here's Guerra. Daniel David has Edwards ahead of him. Oh, he's deciding to go all alone. And that's a great ball in, and that better defending. Somehow that was kept out. Got some eyebrows raised there. But he decided to go all alone and as soon assumed that he would have gotten that back to his player, Manuel Thomas. Not that time. This is high and well held by Guy. This is exactly what the coaches say. Take it at the highest point. He's been well tutored. Rivers. There's Mitchell. Nicholas Dillon versus Sturge. Oh, that's a good pass. Cut out and, well, miscued his effort.
Oh, what a touch.
Mitchell has the support of Rivers. Well intentioned. Couldn't find his mark though. Here's Asun. He's dazzled. And well, he's fouled as well. Having a tough time containing him.
I think Simon Joseph had the early opportunity to make the challenge and passed up on it. And Asun, of course, obliged and blew by him. So take another look at it there. That first instance there, I think he had second thoughts. I think that was the difference between making a challenge and picking up a foul.
It is a set piece opportunity for the home team, Terminix Rangers. Piling the big bodies forward. And Asun find one of them. Oh, it's swallowed nicely in the end for Guy. Guerra was lurking, he smelled blood. Well, Mitchell certainly has had a lot of touches of the ball, so too Kemuel Rivers. Might concern Rangers if the defenders have more of the touches. Here's Ross Jr. Haven't really seen him in the attacking third of the field, apart from an earlier free kick. They don't need him because they've got this man.
Oh, that's clumsy.
Well, all's well that ends well for Jesus Perez. Oh, there's that pace we were talking about this time. Jamal Francois has opened up some opportunities here and maybe too high. Well, Guerra almost kept it alive. While approaching the half-hour mark. And we've seen the match that has seesawed. Still haven't found a leader thus far. Maybe Nicholas Dillon can change that. Good looking ball from Dillon. And well, he's...
It's a tad too late there.
Yeah, he's straight.
He had an earlier option of making that pass.
So how about that from Daniel David? Looking for options. Finds Asun maybe a bit overcooked. It's kept alive. Ross Jr. And here's Ross Jr. And that's a goal. The opening goal of the match. And well, he scored 4 last week. And he's solely taken charge of that second place in the goal scoring standings. He's right up there with the best of them as Atula Guerra breaks the deadlock. And he's put Terminix La Horquetta Rangers 1-0 ahead. He huffed, he puffed. And now he's his 10th goal of the competition, which puts him level with Jamil Boatswain, has put them on top.
It's a good interplay here between Asun and, of course, Russell Jr. And once the ball came bubbling back, it was that man, Atula Guerra, who was able to put it into the back of the net. I'm going to suggest to you, James, against the runner play. The Central Soccer World was the team on top, but the goal-scoring form of this man have changed the complex of it. And it's 1-0 to Terminix La Horquetta Rangers.
Well, the saying says, fortune favors the brave, and they certainly have been brave in terms of gambling numbers forward. Think about gambling, sometimes you win big. How will Central Soccer World respond? Dillon and St. Hilaire. Oh, he had to get jiggy. I did exactly that, but how about that from Asun with another highlight reel? Potential Sportsmax app moment. I tell you what, he's got the bag of tricks. You can invite him to your kid's birthday party. He's got all the tricks.
Well, you talk about tricks, is James Saunders.
Oh, a man full of tricks. Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
And I think the viewers finally found out that we do have the best seats in the house.
VIP.
That's a foul. I'm very surprised there. And I'd like to take another look at that. I just felt that Perez may have yanked him when he got away, Dillon, and they have every right to have a frown on his face.
Well, they've won it back. Edwards gets it to Francois. At least that was the intention. It's a cruel game, football. Central Soccer will certainly held their own. They are the team that find themselves trailing. Oh, that's good. He's kept it alive well, Jason Joseph. And here's Rivers. Chaikaran. And, well, it's maybe the tamest of fouls that still just committed so far, but it's the one that draws the eye of the referee.
Well, he's also on a yellow card. And he has to walk a tightrope. I don't think he's that type of player. He's a full-blooded defender. My type of guy, James.
Well, he's got some work because Kemuel Rivers is standing over this one, looking to trouble that man.
It's a good ball in.
Dillon looking for room. Didn't find it, and it's a goal kick. Was part of the Trinidad and Tobago Nations League squad, Nicholas Dillon. It's a player that you would have had a good look at Central FC back in the day.
He has started his career very early, age 17. Of course, went on to play professionally in Belgium. Oh, I tell you.
Wow. Maybe he lost his whistle.
Well, I'm happy he's trying to let things play, and it's made this game quite entertaining because of that. And I'm okay with that, James. He's allowed it to flow. He's given, of course, the doubt to the defender. That's my type of guy.
But it certainly hasn't made the game any worse. In fact, it's been quite the opposite. It's flowed. Play on. Well, I am an Eagle. Certainly flown quite often in this match, and with good effect. Here's Gerardo. Edwards deflected, and Francois somehow, someway contrived to put that over the top.
Well, I'm quite sure he would have felt that that ball took ages to come down. And in all his anticipation as the ball was ricocheted here from this shot, he just didn't have the composure to let his laces do the talking. Instead, I think the anxiety of waiting on that ball to come down eventually got the better of him. A chance, James, certainly a chance.
Well, he got a chance. Central will be looking for their ticket to get anywhere close to the Rangers goal. Andrews. Rivers. No. Saw the wrong color. Frederick. Well cut out by Sturge. So they're taking their time now, reassessing the options ahead of them. Not eager to give it away. Waiting for their moment. So that one was given away cheaply, and they off to the races now. Guy showing he's just as good at his feet. Oh, that's good.
Not sure how much he knew about it, but it was good.
Edwards stretched at the moment. Oh, he's gone past one, maybe two, and maybe a shot. Oh, what a save that was! Superman, eat your heart out. Guy is the guy at the moment. He spoke about tackles that you love. How about this? I love this one.
Look at that there for a spanker by Edwards. Guy wasn't having it. He didn't want to be part of a highlight reel. What a save.
Might make the highlight reel for good reasons though. It's always good to be on that end of it.
Was a good save. Full stretch. Good stuff.
Can Sturge for something else? No whistle. Here's the captain. Jason Joseph. Dylan. I'll tell you what, oh, that's good from Daniel David, by the way. This guy Edwards, he's got some pace about him, and well, we know he's got a good shot too. Joseph finding space between the lines to send Dylan forward.
Oh, should have held his run. Should have held his run. You've got to judge the flight of the football in anticipation before you make that run. He's the only man back post, so he had no reason to really fly in there. He'd be disappointed with that. Leroy Wiley should have just held his run. He may have gotten a free header if he did.
Well, we are inside the final 5 minutes of the first 45. And, well, the league leaders, no surprise, they're leading by 1-0. You've been following the minutes, though. Much more even than the scoreline might suggest. Richardson. And Jesus Perez trusts the footwork of his goalkeeper Sinclair. I think he's grown in confidence and form. Jesus Perez is in and out of the starting lineup in the early parts of the fixture, but he has been back the past couple of games and he's not looked badly.
I think when he first started in the tournament, he looked a bit short of fitness. He looks a lot more trim and certainly a lot more mobile than he was at the start. There's no doubt his ability and his talent. He's a young man that has been part of the national pool and been part of league-winning teams. So
Caribbean Cup winner as well.
You're correct, Caribbean Cup winner. So it's there. It's just a matter of him finding his right health.
Well, he would start that attack. Caleb Wills would continue looking for options. And once they come inside, not being allowed to by Jai Karan, that's good defending. Oh, that's good. Jesus Perez just spoke about him. And here's a man who's been really good. Junior Asun. Ross Jr.
That's a good ball.
And couldn't find Edwards. Oh, look at that touch on Perez. Guerra! Oh, he's the man that has his team in front, but not that time. But he will get a corner and another opportunity to launch missiles at the Central Soccer World defense.
It's one thing for sure. The last thing Central Soccer World wants is another goal right before the half. It'd be too much of a tall order for them to get back.
Long should find Asun. Turned away from pressure nicely. Looking for a chance to launch, and well, the shortest man in the park, Thomas, is the one that gets the header. Did well to get it.
Well, I think he had a bit more time than anticipated. He may have had an opportunity to take it on the chest and try to, of course, put himself in a better situation. You know, as you reflected this first half of football, I think Central Soccer would be disappointed. They've had the lion's share of possession. They've had their chances and their moments. They have carved out one or two opportunities that should have resulted in a better situation. But they still find themselves one goal down. But more importantly, James, I think they also find that Rangers has started to grow in confidence.
So we are inside the final minutes of the first 45. How about that for a challenge from Thomas?
It's all action, isn't he?
I like him. Jason Joseph.
I'm not sure what that was.
Oh, it's a corner. They said anywhere will do. I'm not sure that's exactly what they meant. Maybe the last bit of action as the 45 comes to a close. No additional time granted. Is this the last roll of the dice of the first half? Oh, it was! And well, Jabari St-Hilaire up to the task. And Nikolai Nairon, easy enough. The fans, we want more. We will get more inside the second 45, but at the end of the first 45, it's the home team, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, who lead by a goal scored by Atula Guerra, 1-0 over Central Soccer World. We take a pause, come back with the highlights.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for the carnival, if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What, you want me to throw a pillow at him?
I didn't say that.
No, well, if a roach jumps in front of you now, what will you do?
Run.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Father.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
(1-0) the score. Terminix Rangers leading Central Soccer World at halftime, and a half that much more even than the scoreline suggested. Let's take a look back at some of those moments that would have contributed to that. We'll show you those moments in a second. Did catch a glimpse of the Ascension Angels though. Never a bad view. And early on, Jason Joseph, the architect, setting this one up. And Central Soccer World came close and knocking. And Francois Teguera scored 4 in his last match. And not this time, finding Guy, the goalkeeper. And then the clever stuff from Central Soccer World. Perhaps their best chance. Well saved by Jabari St-Hilaire. He was crucial in the first half. Then Rush Jr. A bit of a mix-up. And it fell to Atula Guerra. That's not the person that you wanted to fall to from 6 yards. Hitting the target, getting his 5th goal in 2 matches and 1-0 to score at halftime. The numbers should tell you or give you a clearer picture of what this match looked like. And look at that. It's as even. You can flip it on either side and it might be accurate.
Well, of course, in the shots department, 10 to Central Soccer World, 9 to Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. Some of those 9 shots were on target for Rangers, 6 out of 10 for Central Soccer World, 4 fouls for Central Soccer World, 3 for Rangers. In the cards department, only a yellow one shown, and that's a 1 going to Rangers. No offsides, 4 corners apiece, 6 saves apiece. Even in the stats, a game that Central Soccer World will feel that they had the better of so far in the first half. But it's that number on your left-hand side that dictates the story so far. 1 to Terminix La Horquetta Rangers and 0, of course, to Central Soccer World.
Might see him very soon, Kadeem Corbin. He certainly will be a present danger. Let's look back at some of the past action from last weekend. Good time to look back at the Ascension Saturday, Sunday highlights. Central FC took on Westport at the Arima Velodrome. Both teams battling in the mid-table. And earlier on, it was Real Westport and, well, you guessed it, Karen Cummings, the skipper, getting them ahead 1-0. On the opposite end, Central FC were not playing. Leonardo da Costa, he's been in some good scoring form, getting them back in, and Romario Burke pushed them 2-1 ahead. And just like that, Central FC looked in charge and comfortable until this. Oh, good saving, preventing any further damage. But Westport were probing, and the goalkeeper was attempting to save some of them. Josima Belgrave, the former standout, too hot to handle, and was back to wall. Who would take this contest? Locked. But then he was loaded with the finish. That's Josima Belgrave with the double. What a double from him, leading by example the veteran. And later on, he would send some more shots in, and he would get some shots in the wrong areas. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. On the opposite end, well, Central FC were fighting for everything, and they finally got a point at the stroke of midnight. Darian Sampson getting the all-important equalizing goal as that match finished tied at 3 apiece. Then it was a turn of the other Central Soccer World coming up against AC Port of Spain. And then opening up early, Shondell Augustus getting the pass from his captain, making them 1-0 leaders. And then later on, how about that for a strike? Kyle Bartholomew, yeah, making the highlight reel, and teammates certainly enjoying it. The goalkeeper was called into action later on, but AC Port of Spain, they were ruthless. Cedil McLean putting them ahead 3-0 in the 54th minute. What about that for a celebration? And what about that for some agony? Was the match over? Not yet. They kept fighting back to come back in this contest, Central Soccer World. And then they would be rewarded from close range. It was Ryan Frederick, their captain. He made it 3-1. And then you add 1 to that, that's 3-2. Dion Lewis, 3-2. Coming down to a dogfight in the end. Well, quite literally as well. But that was all she wrote. 3-2 AC Port of Spain managing to hold on. On Sunday, at the police barracks, Police FC took on Cunupia. Cunupia has been on a slip and slide and unfortunate to get the penalty called. No fortune needed, as Gabriel Nanta knew exactly where his spot was as he put the low men 1-0 ahead. And then, how about that? Kareem Freitas, the number 10, making it 2-0. for Police, looking well in charge of this operation. And yeah, the referee had to police some of the action as well, because they got rough and rugged. On the opposite end though, as he half changed, Freitas would get his second of the match. Nice easy finish. And there was some more big boy play as the referee had to be called into action again and again. Police kept knocking, the goalkeeper kept saving, and that's all she wrote. A defeat for Knupia FC against Police.
Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. At our facilities, security checks ensures that all vehicles are secured. Our newly renovated bathrooms are always kept in a clean working order. Need repairs and maintenance? We have you covered. Our qualified workmen will get the job done. Boat storages, from our marina, you can easily push off for a family sailing trip. Out fishing with the boys. Or a fun DDI experience with friends. Repairs, secured parking, extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, down the island parties. Contact us at 1-868-634-1653. Lasso Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for carnival, if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What, you want me to throw a pillow at him?
At the
Well, the first half left us with a cliffhanger. How will the series continue? Well, we've got 45 minutes to find out. Welcome back to the La Horquetta Recreation Ground. Terminix Rangers, they lead Central Soccer World by 1-0. A goal scored by Atula Guerra. A difference between the teams who are back out on the stage. And, well, they've certainly impressed in the first half. Look out for more in the second. Javon Morris, well, not in the starting lineup today. He's been rested. So too Kadeem Corbin, but I reckon that will change very soon. It's the first half that has been closer than the scoreline suggests, Brent Sancho. What can happen differently in the second half to change that maybe?
Well, from a Central Soccer World performance, I think they have to take the bull by the horn and, of course, try to advance more players forward. We see on one or two occasions where players from the middle of the park were breaking lines and trying to get ahead, of course, of their most forward player. But you need to see more of that. You need to have a little bit more belief from the attacking perspective. They've defended quite well, but I think from the attacking side, they need to throw a little bit more numbers forwards. And I think from a Rangers point of view, they just looked very disjointed. We talked a lot about, of course, the shuffling of the pack, and they've still been able to keep their momentum and be fluid. But this is the first performance I've seen from a Rangers team where it's been so disjointed. They need to get back to what they've been successful with, and of course, and that is being compact and very well organized.
Well, Nicholas Dillon will lead the line. Central FC, they depend on him to get some goals. And well, speaking about dependence, they've gone to their top goal scorer, Kadeem Corbin, who has been changed, and he's replacing Jamal Francois. Central FC, well, they're not shy on making changes themselves. They're making two. And it is the Moses Jaikran who will come out, and in will come Dion Lewis. So Dion Lewis is the man has been summoned. John Philip has also, or Philip John rather, has always also come in. So Kadeem Corbin will be the man entrusted with giving them some insurance, Terminix Rangers. And Jamal Francois, well, his tour of duty has come to an end. Nikolai Naron just making sure that all is regular and correct. Nicholas Dillon, he has his work cut out, and that's to get his team back in the contest. It's the second half, and hang on to your seats, strap in. We expect a bride coming up. Oh, the substitute getting his first touch, Philip John. Well, maybe the first chance as well. And both substitutes getting involved. And already forcing Terminix Rangers to defend. So touches for Dion Lewis and Philip John. Well, Jean-Paul Rochford, one of the young members of the TNT senior international team in white. Put in a good shift recently.
Had a goal as well.
Certainly did.
St. Vincent.
Comes from a long line of Rushford. Of course, his brother, Jean-Luc Rushford, played in 2 Youth World Cups for Trinidad and Tobago. And his older brother, Jovan Rushford as well, a player. It's the last of the Rushford clan, former Arima Primary School, one of the top primary schools. He did win a championship with them. Arima Government. Well, it seems that Jason Joseph might have been one of the Central Soccer World players sacrificed. Hasn't affected them so far. I'm surprised that that changed though.
Well, it looks like they've gone for it, James. They've thrown more numbers forward. They've switched the formation a bit, and they've put some attack-minded players on there. It's a gamble by Coach Boyce, but I think it's a gamble worth taking, certainly. They've not been overawed so far in this fixture, and they just needed a bit more support from the attacking perspective, but it's important they keep the door shut at the back.
Oh, that's a good ball from Edwards, and Mitchell had to be quite alert to the danger. Stood up well. Well, they're piling bodies forward now, aren't they? Central Soccer World. Tariq Andrews. It's too long as Daniel David starts a counter-attack as Kadeem Corbin gets one of the early touches. Substitute to substitute. And, well, that's way too much juice in that one. Fell in no man's land at the end.
Well, it was a difficult pass under normal circumstances, and that pass is even more difficult with the type of ground that we have currently. It's a good idea, but it's always going to be difficult to execute.
Well, talking about execution, Philip John didn't execute that pass well, and he's cost his team a turnover. Caleb Sturge runs at them. Edwards in another good area. His crosses haven't been very bad. Edwards is getting them in some good areas, forcing defenders to be clearing, facing their goal. Kiera. Daniel David, he can't hit, and not the kind of accuracy he was looking for. In fact, Edwards was the man getting the shot. So one of his shots earlier, forcing Guy into a Superman type save. Well, he definitely wasn't satisfied by the type of movement he saw ahead of him. Simon Joseph. Maybe Rivers might have some more luck. Well, nope. All the way back to Mitchell.
I think once you go from side to side, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers is very, very comfortable. You've got to move them around. You've got to play in pockets. And of course, you have to be innovative in what you do.
No, not bad to win it back from Nicholas Dillon.
Or you got to bully your opponent and win the ball back.
It's a great ball that Caleb Sturge does well to deal with.
I tell you what, positionally, it's very, very difficult to beat Caleb Sturge. He always seems to be in the right place at the right time, and he senses danger. And as I said, he positions himself so well. Not the quickest of defenders, but he's quite intelligent.
Not the biggest either.
And he isn't the biggest, correct?
Asun. Corbin. Mitchell doing well to win it. Tariq Andrews, rather. Decent youth player, Tariq Andrews. Oh, that's good. Edwards, when he's gone, you can't catch him. Rivers.
Oh, that's naughty.
Yeah, he had
in the box.
Had to pull out the dark arts there. And, oh, keep your eyes here.
Just on the outside.
He's lucky.
Tell you what, I saw shades of...
That's close.
Yeah, that's close.
Had to do it, though. He was gone.
Just amazed how quickly he got up to full steam. Didn't take him long at all.
Gone in 60 seconds. So they live to survive and to fight. But first, they've got to defend. Talking about fight, saw his team put up a valiant effort against Point Fortin in the earlier fixture. Still went down 2-0. Eyes on the prize. It's the net behind that man. Well, that guy for that rather, pun intended. Cleared by Soccer World. Here's Corbin. That's good. Guerra. Corbin! Oh, I think that's a trademark of Kadeem Corbin.
Boy, I tell you what.
He's on a yellow card, Caleb
That's
Sturge.
what I'm thinking.
He's not afraid though. I think it's a trademark of Kadeem Corbin though, how quickly he can swivel and get into shooting positions. They've got to be careful. Someone needs to have a conversation with Caleb Sturge though, remind him. There's a bullseye on his back. That's well cut out. Junior Asun, Corbin, Thomas, Kera, Corbin, oh, Edwards, he's got speed and he's got skill as well, and well, your thoughts are from some fans that a whistle might have been forthcoming. Not that time. Corbin! Oh, he's warming up. Many eyebrows were raised that he wasn't called up to the Trinidad and Tobago senior team.
In a department that we seem to have a shortage. The attacking side. Never thought I would see the day that I would say that, James, I must admit. That Trinidad and Tobago have a shortage of strikers.
During your time, oh, an abundance. Chasing Scotland, in fact, top scored in the English Championship division. Couldn't find a way in the squad.
That's true.
Cornell Glenn, Dwight York, Stern John. Wow, you get the picture.
Kenwin Jones.
Kenwin Jones. Here's Dylan, looking to be one of a new generation of attackers. Has to learn to hit the target though. Wasn't close to doing that on that occasion.
He certainly has all the attributes. I think sometimes his decision making lets him down. Taking a shot there from about 40 yards out. Just looking at the build-up phase here for Central Soccer World, and they still have 3 green shirts behind the ball, despite, of course, being 1 goal down, and despite the fact that they are in an attacking phase. They need to put and throw some more numbers forward, get them high up the park, get them wider of the park, and try to stretch and find gaps in between this Rangers team. It doesn't make sense having 3 and 4 green shirts behind the football when you really need them ahead of it.
Do you think the reputation of Terminix Rangers might have caused some doubt?
Yeah, I believe so. I do agree that most teams in this competition are very aware of the speed of the transition for Rangers. Easily the best in the country. They do turn defense to offense quite quickly. And they got a lot of players that move from 0 to 60 extremely quickly.
Well, here's an example. Or Thomas. Oh, that's a good area! And just cut out. Couldn't find Junior Asun. Wow, doesn't look very quick, is he? Emmanuel Thomas, a man at the background. But turned his man well. Would have been licking his lips though, Junior Asun. Hasn't had that much work in the second half though. Guy, the goalkeeper. But then there's always commentator's curse. It's quite busy in the first half. Can they find a way through? Well, John, maybe he has. Maybe Wiley. Forced wide.
And despite, of course, the attack didn't come to anything, it's the first time they've actually played someone in that pocket that he can turn and, of course, run at the Rangers' backline. And that's what they need to do. They need to be brave and play in the pockets. That's the only way you're going to break this very well-organized Rangers middle and rear guard.
Well defended by Johannes. Should be Scintilla's ball. Junior Asun. Kadeem Corbin. Well, that's what he does. You call his name, you give him the opportunity, and he delivers. Kadeem Corbin getting goal number 8 of the tournament, and more importantly, the insurance that Terminix La Horquetta Rangers were looking for.
It was good build-up play there by the young man Edwards. Good reverse pass. And Corbin very rarely misses these sorts of opportunities. Good run, a good move, good play, and a good goal. 2-0 to Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. And I tell you what, Central Soccer World would only have themselves to blame. They have all the ingredients there on the pitch to at least, of course, score one, but despite Coach Boyce, of course, setting them up in the right way, they just haven't been brave enough as players.
Wiley can change that. Asun helps out in the defending, but he gives away a throw. I tell you what, Brent, I'm going to put my head on the block and say Kadeem Corbin is easily a most natural finisher locally. He makes half chances reality.
Yeah, that's a fair statement, particularly what we've seen so far in this tournament. And you're right, he puts himself into positions that most strikers don't want to go into. And he makes those runs that most strikers don't want to make. And he's always thinking of where can he place himself to put the ball into the back of the net. And that's what you want from a striker, really. It's nice with all the flair and dribbling skills and ability, but at the end of the day, your bread and butter as a striker is to put the ball into the back of the net. And look at that young man for a bit of skill. Talk about
Edwards. He goes down again. It's like the third time he's been taken down in that area.
Not sure what you call that move. I'd like to see it again, but he's certainly turning on the party tricks.
Well, that's a bad misjudging from Johannes Richardson, and Dylan thought he might have been away, but got some rugby treatment. Yeah, he's been impressive, Edwards. I think it's an impressive debut for him.
Reminds me of Real Gill.
Yeah.
It's a carbon copy of him. Seems like they manufacture them up here in Rangers. Gill, of course, away with the national under-20s. Talent. Came out from nowhere. Similarly like Edwards.
Dylan. Oh, that's a good touch. And, well, the finish. What's the opposite of good? You make your mind up.
Must be a great bit of conversation there by the coaches, led by Coach Boyce.
Oh, despite their dominance and their star-studded squad, look to the left of your screen, see players warming up. They've done quite a bit of recruitment recently. Quite a bit of new players have joined the Terminix rank. There have been extensive scouting. Jade Hoyt, Christopher Bing, Attica Ash, Josiah Edwards, who's making his debut tonight, Odell Laria are some of the new additions to the Terminix squad. Just saw two of the new additions warming up. They will get a chance to make their debut and try to impress, similarly to what they've seen Edwards do so far. So we are easily clear of the hour mark. In the 65th minute, Terminix Rangers fully in charge. Thomas, Corbin, Guerra, and well, that is a temp block there. Tula Guerra. Just feel that some steam have been knocked out of the Central Soccer World sails. Full of confidence prior to that last goal by Corbin. Well, how impressive has this man been? Emmanuel Thomas got his first start, second match last week, and wow, much talk has been about him. And he's easily the smallest man on the field as well. Jesus Perez has been pretty decent in the last two matches that he's started in. Former Caribbean Cup winner with Trinidad and Tobago under 20. And well, that was the leading goal scorer of the team at the time. Kadeem Corbin scoring his 8th goal of the tournament tonight. Puts him level in 3rd position with Brent Sam. Atula Guerra tonight has joined the top scorers. He's joined at the top of the scoring chart at the moment, tied with Jamil Boatswain. And the beauty about these Rangers players, and you're looking at these impressive numbers, is that these players have been heavily rotated.
Yeah, and it's remarkable really, because normally, and of course you have to add in the fact that we would have had a 2-year hiatus from the sport, and still Rangers have shown tremendous fluidity, tremendous togetherness, and they've looked like a team that has been playing together for a very, very long time.
So, some changes were just made. You'll get confirmation of those in a second screen. And there's some more getting set to be had. 2 debutants are set to come in. Well, they're in search of more goals here, Terminix Rangers. Yes, Guerra. But he wants more, but that guy is not going to allow him to do that. He's been exceptional. But what a match he's been having. Tula Guerra wants sole position of that top scorer ranking. Might have hurt himself there, the goalkeeper guy. So it's the end of Tula Guerra's evening, and the one man from one era will be replaced by another as a debutant, Odell Laria, 18 years old, making his debut tonight for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. And well, quite easily, he is the smallest person on the field at the moment, the 18-year-old, making his debut this evening. And Adika Ash is the other player who's just joined the party, and he replaces Emmanuel Thomas. The two midfielders have been replaced. Ash replacing Thomas, and Laria replacing Tula Guerra. Well, they certainly won't want that man in goal replaced. He's been good tonight. Well, they want something better in front of goal, Central Soccer World. And they really have disappointed in that department. Oh, there we go. His first touch, Laria. It's a wee little fellow. Such a big moment tonight for him. Oh, he's so tiny, isn't he?
Looks like the number is bigger than him. It's great to see the young man though on the pitch at this level.
He's playing with players who have the age of the number on his back. He's less than half of that number.
It's always good to see youngsters being bloodied and given the opportunity. I'm sure he would have earned his chance through merit in the training.
Well, that's something that you don't see every day. Rush Jr. defending. The only thing that makes you know that he's a defender, because that's what they say on the team sheet. Here we go. Well, make your mind up what that expression is all about. There's Laria. Oh, that's good. Too much though.
Well, he's gotten the nerves out. That's fine. It's a good idea. Just it's a little bit too much on it. He's probably getting about 5 million instructions everywhere on the pitch and off the pitch.
Sounds like us in the commentary box.
No pun intended to the producers.
Well, here's the other substitute, Ash. 20 years old. They're young boys at the moment, and they're holding their end well against a ton load of experienced players.
It's a tough tackle there by Ash.
Oh, that's what he's been brought in for. Now we can tell. Oh, that's good from Laria. Too heavy with the touch, though. Good interception, good awareness. And again, a good interception from the 18-year-old as Kadeem Corbin charges forward. He wants options. And he's swung the fastest of them. Oh, look at him go. Oh, the new Garrett Bale, maybe. Oh, He needs to finish this one. Oh, goodness me. Oh, well, I tell you, I'm as excited as I've been as a schoolboy getting a chance to play at lunchtime. Look at this.
Well, he gets himself in a sticky position, bustles his way through and then starts to dazzle, and eventually wraps that left foot around it. It wasn't far away. A young man starting to play with a whole host of confidence, playing alongside a lot of other youngsters. It's a good sign for Rangers.
Well, Laria could be one of the youngsters involved, or not this time. Where do they find them from, Terminix Rangers? The recruitment department has done a swell job. And, well, Ross Jr. hasn't done the best job in stopping that man, the substitute.
Well, I tell you what, if the Glazers of Manchester United is watching this, they should be hiring their recruitment and scouting staff from Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, because they certainly know how to recruit them. Didn't think I'd see a carbon copy of Real Gill, and we have seen that tonight. It's a good ball.
Away by Sturge, and should be St-Hilaire's ball. Wasn't as easy as it looked, though.
Well, I liked your confidence. I wasn't too sure. Just looked like the flight may have beaten him for a second. But he would tell you he had it covered, wouldn't he, really?
Do we ever admit otherwise? Yeah, he's done his work. He can rest now. At least while the ball is out. That's why he can take a rest.
Looks like some running repairs.
Yeah, the substitute. Well, might have some replacement parts on the bench. I don't know.
Well, they have replacement players and they're making carbon copies, so wouldn't doubt it.
Oh, there's another one. Sandwich between two defenders who've been rested tonight. Isaiah Raymond, another one of the young talent that they've unearthed. I think in terms of names, Isaiah and Garcia, most common names in this competition. We've had three Isaiahs playing tonight. Isaiah Hudson, Isaiah Lee, well, he's on the bench. And Isaiah Raymond. Dillon, manhandled. And well, he's not happy. Well, not good use of the football. And Corbin will have an opportunity to set off on one of his nightmare runs and nightmare service. And well, I'm not sure the goalkeeper knew much about it, but he was successful. He's not going to care. Here's Edwards. Sturge. Well, the fight just seemed to have been knocked out of Central Soccer World after the second goal went in.
You'd have to say, James, that Rangers haven't been their normal great self tonight.
Ball changes. Nicholas Bobcom is the man set to come in. Seems to be some confusion about who exactly they want coming off. Leroy Wild, he thought for a moment it might have been him. He's been sent back. Maybe to defend, even though they've got possession with the set piece. Bobcom will have to wait his turn.
Well, I think they're signaling that one of the other players may be struggling with an injury.
Ball from distance! It dazzled. And it might have gotten a touch as well from St. Hilaire. Kudos to him if he did. It's a corner.
Tell you what, he really got a hold of that one. St. Hilaire did well to get his fingers on it. We have been spoiled, James, for long-range shooting. We've seen some crackers, Omari Beard, Garcia, just to name a few. It's a talent that we don't see much in the Caribbean, but certainly in this Ascension tournament, there have been some absolute rockets.
Well, here's Lavia.
Oh, that's naughty. Thought he got in from behind.
Ball cut out. Perez sends it to Corbin. Well, that's not the intended direction. Corbin and Mitchell doing his job and doing it well. But a chance now for another youngster to make his entrance. And also a chance for Sportsmax at moment. And this was the moment. And the goalkeeper guy up to the task to deny Edwards. Well, had to have a kryptonite in that because Superman was at his absolute best. What a moment. So Nicholas Bobcom, the 20-year-old Maruga player, will make his entrance. And Edwards, oh, wow, he came very close to getting his goal as well.
I'm not sure how he missed that one. I think the touch that he took was a lot more difficult than the actual finish that was needed. Did everything correct, except the finishing.
Well, here's Bobcom, the former St. Benedict's man, making his debut in the tournament. Looking for Bobcom. Turned 20 in March. Nicholas Bobcom, the substitute, just came on. Still a young player. Well, he's lost possession. Challenge with Sturge. Bobcom involved. It's racing forward. Welcome to the big league, son. It's a young man I personally saw grow up, Nicholas Bobcom. You'll have to learn really quickly what senior football is all about.
He has a shiner to take back to Maruga with him on the shin. That's a sore one. It would be interesting if Central Soccer World is to score now.
Away by Corbin. Well, it's getting to that time, Brent Sancho, where we have to select the brightest of the stars of the evening. Central Soccer World would want to be in that conversation if they can find a goal. Here's one goal scorer, Corbin. He's in a run all by himself, Kadeem Corbin. He's taking them all on, and what a save by Guy. Had this game been level, certainly would have been my pick. I like the look of the debutant. Didn't score, but he was impressive. But of course, we've got two goal scorers. Guerra, Kadeem Corbin. Corbin's goal might have changed the complexion of the match, taking away some of the tension. Guerra putting them ahead early. Goal and assist. Lots to talk about, Brent. I'm going to put that squarely in your laps. Unless somebody in a green shirt can get in that conversation. Caleb Sturge and company made sure that was not to be.
It was a professional performance by Rangers today. Not flashy or fancy. Just stuck in there and got the job done. Sometimes, James, that's what the doctor orders. It's not every game you're going to razzle and dazzle. And some games you just have to be very resilient in your approach. There were moments in the first half where we thought that Central Soccer World may put one into the back of the net, but at the end of the day, it was a professional performance by the men in red to further extend their lead.
Talking about extensions, every time we've seen free kicks in this tournament, they've surprised us. Can this be one of those moments? It's Corbin, there's Asun, and there's a missed opportunity. But he's been good, particularly in the first half. Junior Asun. He's faded away somewhat in the second. Well, here's Wiley to chase, and Perez to send it to the moon. It's difficult choosing a man of the match. Brent.
I put that one on to you, James. I did the first game.
Kadeem Corbin has been good. Kiera has been good. Eeny, meeny, minor. Who's more? Could be Guerra. That's my final decision. Although the man who is chasing after this is one of my favorites. I think Guerra's goal and assist is what gives him the edge over Corbin and that man Edwards. He broke the tension, kept Rangers in the game.
Well, he grew in confidence in the second half. He was a virtual bystander for most of 15-20 minutes in the first half. So he's just come to life, Edwards. And a lot of it is down to the fact that Central Soccer started throwing numbers forward, so it allowed him a little bit more space than he had in the first half. But in terms of overall impact in the game, goal and assist by Tulaguera. Is more than enough to suggest that he should be man of the match.
Well, here's Bobcom, the substitute. Can he make an impact here? And, oh, good run. Nobody on the end of it to finish. And, well, that's the easiest chance that St. Hilaire's had all evening. Got a touch from Corbin. Gets Edwards involved. Can't return the fever. Three minutes is the time allotted for the extension of this match. And you just sense that it's done and dusted in terms of competitive fixture. Terminix Rangers firmly in command, 2-0 advantage. Fans certainly would have witnessed an entertaining match for the most part. Here's Bobcom. Well, he's certainly gotten lots of touches since coming on. He's looked quite comfortable as well. Well, not this time, not the right choice. Game management, the order of the day for Rangers, as Daniel David he was chipped by, well,
that's a sniper.
Yeah, there's a sniper in the crowd somewhere. Good tackle by the grass. I'm sure he won't mind too much. He's done his job today, and his team, they've done their job. And, oh, that's a naughty challenge of Masoon. Suspect he's just getting the clock to run down. So this would be win number 8 for Terminix Rangers in the competition so far, if this result holds. They're yet to lose a match, Terminix Rangers. No, just a correction to that, would be win number 10 for them. 12 rounds we've played so far. And with a few minutes remaining, win 10 is imminent. Can anyone stop them?
What?
Well, so until I couldn't stop that from entering the net. And talk about consolation. Talk about free kicks. We spoke about that earlier. And, well, he wouldn't have much time to celebrate, but he certainly would have something to remember from this fixture. As the final whistle signals the end of the match, and the one that the team in green would have gone down fighting. Simon Joseph getting on the score sheet just before the close, but it's 2-1 in favor of Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. But it's a match that certainly dazzled down to the last second. Central Soccer World can keep their chins high as they celebrate. Well, in fact, they can walk off the field knowing that they give it their best. For Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, on the other hand, well, they've done their job. Able to blood 3 debutants in the match. But most importantly, they keep their unbeaten streak intact. 10 wins, 2 draws, as they now push up to 32 points in the competition. So just a second, we'll take a look at the big moments of the match. Tula Guerra looked in the mood early, but it was Central Soccer World who threatened. Nicholas Dillon flashing wide. Jamal Francois then sent Guerra on a trip early. Good saving by Guy. That was a foreshadowing of what was to come later in the match. He played a big part in that. All of the stuff that happened early. And even while they stuck to the plan, Central Soccer World, and then Guerra would score the opening goal of the match, and that would put them 1-0 ahead. That's a result that stood until the second half. That's the goal that Guerra scored, by the way. To apologize for the video quality. Kadeem Corbin would then be introduced as a second half substitute, and he would score the second goal of the match. And in the 90th plus minutes, they did get a goal back, Central Soccer World, and they managed to put it back to 2-1, but that's all that it stayed. Let's take a look at what the statistics look like. Pretty even in the first half, but in the second half, Rangers pulled away 20 shots compared to the 15 by Central Soccer World. More importantly, more shots than target, 14 of which came from Terminix Rangers. And I tell you, many saves from Guy on the other end. And let's look down in that save category. 12 saves by the goalkeeper for Central Soccer World. So that is how the numbers paint the picture of what happened in this match. And it's a match that Terminix La Horquetta Rangers would certainly celebrate as they take all 3 points in the fixture. Well, I know Brent Sancho is standing by, and he's got a very important person, and that person is our man of the match, Tula Guerra.
Well, I'm now joined here by the man of the match, Tula Guerra. Of course, 1 goal and 1 assist, 2-1 victory. How important was that 3 points for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers tonight?
Well, 3 massive points for us because, you know, the field was not the best, and the team come out with a fight. So basically tonight was a hard task, so, you know, we take the challenge up, and I individually was working hard to get my goals because there's a goal boots to snatch up for. So I just glad to, you know, get the 3 points and enjoy the game tonight.
Well, talking about the golden boots up for take, of course your performances have been sterling over the past couple of weeks. Are you a man coming of age? Are you a man coming of form?
Just glad to, you know, be back on the pitch, most important, and, you know, training hard every day is going to take care of the results, and the goals going to come. Basically, I work hard in training to keep scoring, so basically in games it become easy, you know, and I'm just happy to get the 3 points tonight and get a goal.
Well, Tula Guerra, congratulations. Of course, you are man of the match, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, friend.
Well, of course, that was the man of the match, Tula Guerra, a man that seems to be catching a fire of late with some sterling performances and some top-class goals, of course, propelling his team, Terminix La Horquetta Rangers, to another 3 points. I'm now joined here by Central Soccer World coach, Mr. Boyce. Of course, a disappointing result, Where did it go wrong for Central Soccer World?
I think we didn't manage the game defensively. At times we managed it well, but there are certain lapses that we leave too much players, with a little too much space, and they hurt us from that standpoint. But I think we did well overall. I think we could only do better going forward.
Well, of course, disappointment for the defeat. But in terms of what you saw in this game, are there things that you believe you can move forward with as a football club?
Oh, definitely, yes. There are things, many things. We possessing the ball well. They understanding the patience, the style of play that we're trying to apply, the philosophy. They getting it as we go along. And game by game, we're seeing the improving.
Well, of course, Coach Boyce, congratulations on the performance and improvement we've seen throughout the tournament, and all the best to you and your charges as the tournament goes on.
Thanks very much, Brent.
Of course, Coach Boyce, disappointed with the result, but we're very happy with some of the aspects of the game that he thought Central Soccer World would have improved in throughout this tournament, a team that seems to be on the up. Of course, now I'm joined by the winning coach, Mr. Dave Quamina. Of course, 10 wins out of 12 games, getting closer to the title. Is one hand on that trophy for Terminix La Horquetta Rangers?
No, I won't say that. I think. Let me start by saying, well fought game by CSW. They had an excellent game. I think it's still early days. We still have a lot of games to go still in the tournament. So definitely not one hand on each trophy as yet. We're still fighting. We still have, I think, basically the harder teams to play still. So we'll take every game by game, and see how it goes.
Well, a lot of youngsters was used tonight by Terminix La Horquetta Rangers. How do you assess their performance?
I think as young players, you have to give them a chance to feel. That's how you're going to know if they're ready or if they're not ready. You have to give them a chance. And tonight it wasn't bad. They still need to work on certain aspects of the game. I think that was okay.
Well, of course, Coach Quamina, another 3 points, another push towards the title. All the best to you and your charges as the tournament continues. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.
Well, thank you, Brent Sancho. And we believe in 2-for-1 specials. Well, we certainly enjoy 2-for-1 specials. We got our man of the match today, Atula Guerra. And our Campari, player of Matchweek 11, is also, oh, you guessed it, Atula Guerra. 4 goals last week in the match against Moruga Football Club, as he's now gone up to the top of the goal scoring standard. That's the first of them, getting his right boot in early. Then he would score another one on a platter, finding the bottom corner. And he was on a roll last week. He was unstoppable. Nobody could stop him, not even the goalkeeper from close range. And that was the hat trick. And was there to be more? Of course there was, as he got 4, a beaver trick as it's called. And those 4 goals have put him into a position where he can get that $500. And a big smile from Brent Sancho as our Campari player of Matchweek 11. I'll tell you what, this weekend the Ascension football tournament continues at the Arima Velodrome. Tomorrow from 5 p.m. Moruga FC, they come up against Cunupia FC. Both teams in desperate need of points. And from 7 p.m., EC Port of Spain will take on second place Defence Force, who have now found themselves 4 points behind the leaders Terminix Rangers after this match round. Then the police barracks comes into play on Sunday from 5 p.m. as police, they take on Real West Fort. So they will defend their fort against the West Fort as the battle for the West continues. Well, for us here at the La Horquetta Recreation Ground, we witnessed a match that saw Terminix La Horquetta Rangers take a 2-1 win over Central Soccer World, and it was our pleasure bringing all of the action to you. Stay tuned to all of our social media platforms to continue with the action of the Ascension Football Tournament. But for this evening, that's it for us. On behalf of myself, James Saunders, and my co-commentator, Brent Sancho, have a wonderful evening. See you later.